Imagine a world where political narratives, media control, and even global conflicts are carefully orchestrated behind the scenes. What if the biggest threats to free speech, democracy, and economic stability weren't foreign enemies, but institutions operating within the US government itself? Today, we break down Joe Rogan's explosive conversation with Mike Benz, exposing the hidden networks shaping global politics, media, and free speech. The USAID machine and global influence. Mike Benz exposes USAID's role as a covert geopolitical tool, funding media, NGOs, and political entities worldwide. The program, initially intended for foreign diplomacy, has allegedly been weaponized domestically, shaping narratives and political outcomes at home. USAID has been accused of influencing foreign elections by pumping money into aligned media organizations and NGOs. The Smith-Mundt Act, which previously prevented government propaganda from being used domestically, was repealed in 2012, blurring the lines between foreign influence and domestic information control. The internet as a battlefield, AI-driven censorship and information suppression techniques are being used to manipulate public discourse. Benz refers to these technologies as weapons of mass deletion, algorithms designed to erase entire political movements and narratives. The same speech monitoring AI developed to track ISIS has allegedly been repurposed to monitor and suppress domestic opposition, media manipulation, controlled opposition. USAID reportedly funds over 4,000 media outlets worldwide, subtly dictating coverage priorities. Investigative journalist groups like OCCRP receive millions in US tax dollars to produce hit pieces targeting politicians and activists who oppose US foreign policy goals. Case study. OCCRP's role in gathering evidence used in Trump's 2019 impeachment raises concerns about intelligence-backed political lawfare. The Ukraine connection and political maneuvering. Biden's $1 billion loan for favors scandal. Joe Biden reportedly leveraged a USAID grant to pressure Ukraine into firing a prosecutor investigating Burisma, a company linked to his son, Hunter Biden. Declassified documents suggest a long history of U.S. influence over Ukrainian political structures, including media funding and regime change efforts. The pandemic and government overreach. Mike Benz points to USAID's deep involvement in COVID-19 information control, funding global media outlets to censor misinformation, which later turned out to be true. Internews, a USAID-backed media giant, reportedly trained thousands of journalists on how to push government-approved pandemic narratives. Censorship partnerships with social media platforms were used to silence dissent, whether about the virus, vaccines, or lockdown measures. The worst-case scenario, orchestrated chaos. The darkest conspiracy theory, what if the pandemic wasn't just mishandled, but an engineered crisis? The discussion highlights the Pearl Harbor effect. Did they let it happen or make it happen? Historical precedents, Gulf of Tonkin, Iraq's WMDs, and Cold War interventions suggest that such manipulations aren't new. Some notable quotes from this episode. These AI tools aren't just used for censorship, they're used for rewriting history in real time. The US government funds media abroad to control foreign narratives. But what happens when those same tools are used at home? The biggest scandal isn't that these systems exist, it's that nobody was supposed to find out. What does this mean for the future of free speech, government transparency, and global politics? If USAID, AI censorship, and controlled media are all part of the same ecosystem, how do we break free? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the full Joe Rogan episode for more shocking insights.